Here's how I went from an hourly job that was paying me $20 an hour to making $23K last month, and I'm going to explain in depth how I did exactly this. Now, I'm no different than you are, just stick around. 2 years ago, I was in the exact position a lot of you are in right now. I was getting paid hourly. I've been doing that for the past 3 years while I was in high school. I knew deep down that this was not going to take me where I wanted to be, and mentally I was already there. I was just extremely hungry for the idea of turning it into reality. I don't go to college. I don't have some crazy job opportunity lined up. I knew I had to figure it out. The next part of this story gets interesting because this is when I met my current business partner who was owning property without ever buying it and selling it. And I was like, this is really interesting. How are you doing this? I had a general idea of what wholesaling was, but I didn't really know any of the nitty gritty or the details. And I was like, you know what? Could you take a second to explain this to me? I didn't know it all, but I knew one thing, and that it was I was hungry and I was willing to fail. And I knew the more I failed, the faster I got to the end goal. Fast forward to me actually starting. Cold calling was a little rough. I didn't really have experience talking to sellers. I was a little bit awkward. I had experience on the phone, so I was kind of good at that because in my previous job, I spent a lot of time doing client relations, things like that. I got hung up on constantly and constantly messed up, but it made me better. But honestly, in the back of my head, I was like, you know what? I don't even care how much I'm failing because I have no other option. I'm not going to be stuck making an hourly wage for the rest of my life. So I forced myself to stay on the phone, get on the phones every single day until I felt extremely comfortable on it. After a little bit of this, I eventually got my first deal, and then everything kind of snapped from there. Now, fast forward to last month, my partner and I made $23,000. Now, this is split in half, so he makes 23, I make 23. Being totally honest, that is nowhere near close to what we've done in our bigger months. We've had months where we've made 5 times that, but I say this to put it into perspective. One of me saying this is I am no different than you. The only thing that separated me from you was the fact that I was willing to fail over and over, and I knew that the faster I failed, the faster I would make it to the end goal. This isn't just me winning. I promise there's other people doing the exact same thing. Elio in the community started driving for dollars last week, virtually, not even in real life. He went on Google Earth and was going through local areas and found a deal. Called them, got it under contract, gave it to us, we reassigned it. Now we're splitting a $20,000 assignment. We each get 10 grand. A week ago, he had nothing. Now he has $10,000 lined up to be hitting his bank account within the next 30 days. So the point is, all he did was take action. He's no different than you. So if you're feeling stuck, I promise I'm no different than you. Elio's no different than you. All the other 300 community members are no different than you. We're all taking action. And the only reason I'm where I am today is because I took action. I understand it can be extremely scary, but I promise that is what's going to get you where you need to be. No one starts by knowing everything. You start by starting and getting better as you go. If you made it this far, I promise you made it this far for a reason. This is your sign to take action. If you need to be a part of a community, something bigger, join our Discord. Or fuck it, join a different community. Just get started. Get around people who know what they're doing.